Oh, welcome in, Griffin. I just wanted to go ahead and create a custom proposal for you. I saw you got connected with my partner, Jarrett, here on LinkedIn. And we were discussing, or what we wanted to showcase to you was just a simplified system for creating more opportunities within your current pipeline. So, being in the insurance space, I'm sure you guys do run some sort of paid marketing, but also you've been in the game a while. So you're probably very referral based as well, which is awesome. And the beauty of the systems that we put out, they're very much focused on quality over quantity. So what I'm going to get into here is a slightly automated, slightly human operated process for helping you consistently have 5 to 10 new qualified clients per month. So I did put together a proposal through a little bit of that, just kind of our typical standpoint here. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up for you. Okay. Now I will send this over to you. I just kind of like to showcase the process first, and then I'll get into the background on what that looks like. So this all up here, I'm sure you understand. We just kind of outline the challenge for you and the clear solution that we're going to walk through here right now. So first, we do an ICP deep dive. This is going to be down to your best performing client, the clients you like to work with. When it comes to LinkedIn and cold email, we don't have a ton of, or we have a ton of volume on the email side, but when it comes to LinkedIn, which is what we use as our litmus test in terms of getting quality clients in the door, we want to focus on your highest performing client, the clients you like to work with. So what does it look like? We come into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. This is not a tool you need to work with us. It's just a tool we use in order to identify not only your best performing ICP, but also your most active ICP. So you probably have used Sales Navigator before, but here's just a few things we like to point out. 80-20 principle is very alive and well here. About 20% of these filters actually will drive 80% of the results. So you'll see here we get about 5 million CEOs if we were to see every CEO on LinkedIn. Now, if we were to see the CEOs that actually posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, that number is going to drop by over 90%. So historically, we average about a 30% plus connection back rate, a 30% reply rate, and typically about 10% of those replies will book into an actual meeting. When you apply that to the email side, you're looking at about a 2% reply rate, and then 10% of those replies also actually converting into a paid client based on the data we've seen. Now, a big way we get there is by identifying who's actively using the internet in order to look for these services, these solutions that we're selling. So we'll come in here. I like, depending on what stage you typically help businesses at, I personally like years in current company, years in current position. If we can find new leadership, maybe there's a gap in them being insured as they're taking over this new company, then that's definitely a target we want to get after from that standpoint. Now, going through the next part of this, do lead sourcing. Now, launching a typical campaign. What does that look like? So first, we like to set up a LinkedIn campaign. This is going to give us an idea, again, of what ICP is performing best or most positively. Now, what does that look like? I'll give you an idea here just so we know what we're talking about. Boom. Some data over the last 12 months, and I'll show you what that process looks like. Okay, so about year to date, not close to 12,000 connections on this particular account. Had about a 34% connection back rate and close to a 30% reply rate. Now, what does that look like? Let me move this over for us so I can click the campaigns. Okay, and okay. All right, so I'll go to this one. It's got about a 42% connection back rate, 43% reply rate, and I think you'll get a kick out of our approach to LinkedIn. Now, we know LinkedIn, people on LinkedIn are very burned out. A lot of people don't do this the right way. They come after it from a pitch slap standpoint and not an actual people to people standpoint, as we like to call it. LinkedIn is our feedback loop to see what we can replicate that would generate a positive reply and ultimately a client when it comes to cold email. It's very important that we have these two systems running in hybrid. So we're not just spraying in the dark when it comes to email and playing the volume game with that. But our LinkedIn strategy is very simple. We send a connection request, no in-mail, no connection message whatsoever. We want to give the prospect agency to view our profile and connect back with us. They usually don't know that we hyper-targeted them, but they see we can potentially solve their problems. and they give us that first yes in the sales conversation. From there, we want to do a 2-day delay. So we don't want this to feel very automated. Take 2 days after they accept, and only if they accept. We're only going to message prospects that have already said yes to you in terms of accepting your connection request. From there, we're going to send them just one message. Sometimes we'll send a second follow-up, but the key to this first message is that we get it very clearly across, the problem we solve, who we solve it for, and proof that we've done it. So we have a soft opener here, much like you were probably approached, something along the lines of, hi, first name, so you're doing great things in XYZ industry. And then we like to be transparent, just reaching out to a few of our new connections to get a gauge on who does or doesn't have XYZ problem. So you'll see here for us, that's their current pipeline of new opportunities. For you, that could be who has coverage in certain areas to help them with certain things. And then we want to state our statement of proof. So why should we trust that you can solve that problem for us? Over the last few years, we've done XYZ, kind of get into the how behind the advantages of working with you. And then we just simply offer to share more, send over a brief demo, much like we're doing right here. So we don't consult on anything we're not actively using. And I think that's the biggest takeaway, the biggest differentiator with us. You won't see us generating a lot of our revenue just by running paid ads. We run email, we run LinkedIn, whatever's working well in these systems, we'll put soft paid marketing dollars behind. But us and everyone we work with follows the same exact flow. The soft engagement on this side, you see, that's simply just to send an email invite, or essentially an email notification to the hyper-targeted list of prospects that we've created. So if you view their profile, they'll get an email that you and 9 other people did that, and then they'll see that you actually sent a connection request. So all this in total, you can expect about 1 to 5 meetings coming through LinkedIn itself, and then an additional 1 to 5 meetings or so coming through email. And I've got all of that outlined within this. Now, I'd like to be upfront about the investment, especially when we're working insurance. We know you guys have a pretty decent ticket when it comes to just being able to get people across the line. Any deal you bring in is rather cash heavy, which is awesome, which allows us, and we don't do this in all cases, we offer a performance guarantee or your money back. I always say I could not be named Profit Jack if I had profit, right? So we charge $3,000 up front. This is for a 6 to 8 week engagement. Do we think we can get you results in 6 weeks? Yes. Do we have a 2-week warm-up period with the email inboxes that we do source for you? Yes, we do. So we're not able to convert deals on the email side during that time, but we will be actively testing on LinkedIn during that time to see what's going to make sense to run on email for the next 4 weeks. At the end of that 6 weeks, if we haven't converted a deal, we'll run the system again at no additional cost for another 2 weeks, or as long as you guys would like to continue. And if you're still not ROI positive from there, knock on wood, it's never actually happened, we will send you a full refund. No questions asked. You'll have that in writing. From there, if you guys, as we continue, we will only charge $2,000 per month. So that's for the whole system, LinkedIn, email, and we have an inbox manager on that. I put some conservative projections down here if you guys want to take a look at that. But all in all, I don't want the video to be too long. There's a link here in the corner if you want to book a call and go through this in more detail, but I do appreciate the time.